Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shite, Series 3, Episode 1, the story of Triple H versus Scott Steiner. Hello, once again, I'm Andy Ogden, and joining us today, as ever, it's the big bad Bootle Daddy. It's Matty Edwards. Hello, Matty.
Now listen, I'm not the best at geography, and although I do like I'm interested in it. And you've said I'm from Bootle there, and listen, it's close enough. Don't get me wrong, it's close. It's the right city that I'm in, but that's the north of Liverpool. I'm the south, mate. You know what I mean? That's more Benno World. That so I admire the moniker, but Dingle I'm from, so I don't know how you can fit that in there. The big bad Dingle Daddy doesn't go, does it? So it doesn't really go.
I would say you don't want to be a dingle, you grow an extra finger.
Butch Dingle is it? Well, Zach Dingle. Yeah, they're all there. Marlon.
Yeah, they're like the NWO of Emmerdale, aren't they?
Zach Hogan, definitely is, isn't he?
How are you keeping, Matty? All right?
Oh, yeah, I'm all right, mate. I can't believe this is a Series 3. And didn't you hit me when we were out last time about like what year we started this in? And I just couldn't believe it. Is that right?
Fourth year this of doing
it. Jesus Christ. I mean, where the hell does the time go? Like, I know I'm obsessed with it, but there's a reason why, because it's just... You don't realise, do you? We just live, mate, and we're just living too fast.
We are. So we've gone. This is our third series of Shite, and we've had one series of Muck, and it all come for an idea in Newcastle. Shall we talk about shit wrestling? And here we are, nearly as you usually say on Retro. We're about 20 episodes in, and
yes, we are. And listen, that's the thing. Like, and should we talk about shite wrestling? Well, most of them haven't been shite, Andy. That's the whole premise behind this thing. It's thinking, is it really shite? You know what I mean? And obviously, this one today. I mean, if you look around on the tin, old Ron Seal stuff. I mean, people will just automatically say this is shite, but I've always had my theories and I've always had my views on the stuff around it. Not the matches, as always, Andy, but we'll dissect it down today, mate, and I can't wait for this one.
Well, this is the beginning of the supposed reign of terror, isn't it?
It is. It really is. I mean, it did start, initially did get it in September 2002 when he was awarded it. I love that, though, Andy. Little stuff like that brings out the old me of, like, being on them forums and just seeing Triple H get awarded it. Like, he didn't have to win a match or not, and did he had the fume around it at the time. I just love it, though. I live for it. And obviously he had it then, and Michaels come back, didn't he? And then he won. So this is like, he flip-flopped the belt. And as we covered on Armageddon 2002, we Triple H won it back when he had no right to be in that match. He was injured as fuck, weren't he? And then, this is I'd say you're right, the actual proper reign of terror, this one.
Correct. But before we get into it, as ever on this show, let's see what the music of the time was. And the UK number one single, what do you think around... well, it's between January and February. So we're doing Royal Rumble and No Way Out 2003, both Steiner and Triple H matches.
Well, listen, I know for a fact that obviously No Way Out 2003 was Evanescence, Bring Me to Life. Now, it was back in the day where I think it got released in the US earlier. Stuff like that happened, didn't it, back in the day where you'd have to wait to see if it caught on in certain countries. So hopefully it's that. But before we go into that, it's like, this is it, Andy. This is prime me, like, still living the new metal, clinging on dreams. Still am in 2026, don't get me wrong, but this is like proper prime Scuzzy era, prime Kerrang. This is the life for me, mate. So I'm hoping something Rocky is number one, and I'm going to go with Evanescence.
So the two singles, what were number one around Royal Rumble, the one around Royal Rumble was David Sneddon, Stop Living the Lie. Remember Fame Academy?
Oh, listen, I mean, anyone who's listened to me on any sort of network, especially Grapple, knows I'm not a fan of the BBC. I never done the BBC talent shows, never done Strictly, never done Fame Academy, especially. Although I do like Lamar. He had a few good songs, didn't he? Dance,
he did.
Dance. That one's a good one. That's a very good one.
If there was any justice in the world.
Oh, what a cork. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I'm not busting a go with that one, Andy. I've got the bottle to do that one. But David Sneddon, I mean, terrible. Like awful, yeah? We agreeing, or?
Yeah, I always remember avid Merrion off Bowl Selector loved to see David Snedden take a shit. That was one of the
Was he
sketches of there.
Scottish? Was
He
he
was
Scottish?
Scottish,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Bad
Um,
name though, isn't it? David Snedden. Like, what a bad name as well. Like,
it's not a pop star name, is it? Come
oh,
on.
that's probably his real name as well. So yeah, sorry about that. But no, never a fan of the Fame Academy. Definitely not. Terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah. February 23rd, 2003, the number one. I thought this was like, bloody hell, this is a bit late on than when it come out. All the things she said by Tattoo.
Okay. Yeah, now you say that. It was probably one of them, once again, back in when you had the music channels, you'd get a music video that like did get released months before it actually got released in the
Yeah.
chart. So it'd just be getting hammered, and that's a way, obviously, excuse me, helping get to number one. That was a big thing back in the day. But yeah, great song. Victoria's theme music, great song,
Yeah.
Andy.
I'd probably prefer that song to I'm the lady you mess with. Whoop, go, 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 go. Dreadful.
Yeah, any day of the week, that one.
So the album number ones, the one around Royal Rumble 2003, was Avril Lavigne, Let Go. One of the main title tracks is the I'm with you tune.
Yeah, that's a good one. Is that her first album then? So that's Complicated and all that, is it?
No, it's second.
Oh, is that a second one? Is it? See, they got released dead quick because that was probably 02 her first one, and then they just got this out straight away as well. That's what they done. Just fired them out. But yeah, I'm with you's a good song.
And the other album in February 2003 was Justified by Justin Timberlake, which is a classic. Which has
listen,
Cry Me a River.
Yeah.
Like I Love You, which I always danced to in the Lytton Tree in Rochdale. I used to have the old dance moves. Doom, 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 doom.
I mean, I'd pay to see that, Andy. You know, I'd probably get it for free, wouldn't I? But I'd actually pay to see you do that. But isn't that got thing you on as well? Rock Your Body.
It does, just, yeah.
It's a good. Listen, that was a big. You can't undersell how big that album was at the time. Obviously, I'm coming off NSYNC, and I'm getting like the big solo gig. Big album, as you say, full of like Neptunes and Timbaland, full of the good producers at the time as well. So the strap was the rocket was strapped to Justin's back, wasn't it, mate? And he got that big mega push. So yeah, it was a big album, that though, really big. Got the clips on there, Like I Love You as well, didn't he? So got the good rappers there as well.
Obviously, around the time when he was having relationship trouble with Britney Spears, weren't it? Obviously,
yeah.
Cry Me a River was all about that.
About Britney Spears, yeah. Great song. That is a good song, that.
So that's the music out of the way with. Let's get into the actual playlist. So obviously TH14 on YouTube, great mate. People as ever.
Honestly, one of the greatest like channels you can ever follow. If listeners here don't follow, just go and give them a follow because or them a follow, because it's just how good's it. How many like. And it could be just random matches. It's not all the time big fight. There's TNA stuff on there, isn't it? There's WCW stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, it's mainly WWE, WWF, but it's just brilliant. Like, really fucking good stuff. Like, easy piece together. Makes the homework a doddle, doesn't it, for stuff like this?
And a great thing about it is a lot of the stuff, especially this, and you'd love this, all promos.
That's what it is. That's why it's the best. And even when it's the matches, they just give you the finish or the main parts of the match, don't they? The main like story or angle coming out of it. Honestly, the absolute best channel out there.
So the first clip is from WWF Confidential, which is a bit like what's it? The Netflix series Untold, Unseen,
Unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'd rather watch I mean, I still haven't watched any of Unreal. I get people saying to me it's good and I should watch it. But I don't know, stuff like that, I just don't. It's just too on the nose.
Did you never like the WWE 24 sort of backstage documentaries? Because I think you'd be into that one.
No, they were good, but this isn't like they did seem more real though. Do you know what I mean? They were genuine. As well as genuine as you can get with wrestling, they were for me. Whereas this is set up, or it's part of what they're doing. They've announced it. It's a show. you know what I mean? At least that was on their own network and that was on their own thing, so they could keep it a bit more in-house to a degree. Whereas this is on Netflix, you know, it's all for show, it's all for buzz. So that's why maybe, yeah, I used to love them, mate. They were very good, them. You know, you knew you mightn't have been getting everything because it was in-house, but it was authentic as they come. I thought them. I enjoyed them, but Confidential though, Andy, what a show. I mean, at the time, especially, remember the VHS they brought out, Best of Confidential Volume 1? I had that, mate. Yeah, brilliant. Like, really fucking good stuff. And it just fit in, like the highlights for me, the ones that stick out when Austin took his ball and went home. They annihilated him, didn't they? The assassination of Steve Austin, that Vince, Jim Ross were just all over. Just
it's an Ultimate Warrior job, that, isn't it?
It was a proper Ultimate Warrior job. That one, and obviously the big news when Shawn Michaels come out and announced it was that he was in on Montreal as well, as if we didn't know. But that was a big one as well at the time. When he come out and lied and say he was a part of it and that it was all real, you know, people know I think it's still a work, Andy. I'll always go down and say it.
But yeah, of its time, it's you know, you wanting every bit of information. I know obviously internet was a bit more prevalent going into 2003, but you were always hankering for that bit of gossip. I like a bit of gossip myself.
And it was still in the early days as well, obviously, coming off WCW. So whenever they played, like Steiner, like a vignette they're playing in that package, it was just seeing like WCW like clips on a WWF show. Do you know what I mean? It was weird to still see it at the time because once again they hadn't released everything on DVD. So yeah, they hadn't had the network where you could go and watch it back. So it was like, bloody hell, they've got this footage. We're seeing little snippets on this. I love that, like, but loved it. Mean Gene as well. I solid oaks for it as well. Keeping him getting a payday, old Gene. So it's always good to see him getting paid. Like, so no, loved it. Absolutely loved this show. Bulldog, when Bulldog died as well, that was a sad one. Remember that one as well? That was a proper sad one. You know what? I'm probably going to go on YouTube and watch some episodes of this, Andy. That'll be me in bed stuff for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. No, it'd be interesting stuff to watch. I've got to say as well, Mean Gene, nice fella. I remember meeting him at Access in New Orleans, showing off his watch that he'd bought from Manchester Airport. I think he might have been bullshitting me, but such a lovely fella.
Oh, Gene, loved the Scotch as well, didn't he? Whenever you're there, is it a Scotch or in the airport, you're there on the I'll shoot interviews, but looked like a made up. You've met him there, Andy, proper made up there.
Yeah, he's just like someone's dad, isn't he? He's like, you imagine him there with the Werther's original and tell you the
I think he was on more than the Werther's originals, though, Andy.
So what the confidential segment's about is which side will Scott Steiner choose? Will he go to Raw? Which he eventually does. But I was thinking, what if he went to SmackDown and him facing Brock Lesnar at the time? Fuck me, that would have been something else. Much better than I think what Triple H was serving.
Well, you knew it, you know, without jumping too far ahead, you knew it wouldn't have went 20 minutes though. You know what I mean? You knew it would have just been a smash mouth, like maybe 10 or 12 minute job.
Like Goldberg matches against Lesnar would have been like that.
And even if you want to you tie Bill into Scott, even him and this Goldberg, Steiner and Goldberg had good matches in WCW. That Fall Brawl 2000 one as well, which was proper smash mouth, weren't it? So it would have been a good mix of the two there. Yeah, it would have been. And that's what I thought straight away when I thought, oh yeah, imagine that. Especially Brock being so young and early into the run there. And obviously he would have had to do a bit of the carrying because we see, you know, Triple H trying to in a short while. But yeah, just the fact of Lesnar v Steiner, like that's both in the prime, it'd be even better, wouldn't it? You know, Steiner was coming in at like 98 or even 2000 before he got the proper injuries. 2000 Steiner versus like what year would we say Brock? Like a 14, 15 Brock. What a match that would have been. Yeah.
But funny enough, I watched clips this week of Brock Lesnar versus Batista in like OVW. This was before they got up to, you know, main roster. And it's just two big fucking jacked up lads smashing the shit out of each other.
What happened to the business, Andy? What happened?
No.
It was simpler, wasn't it?
Much simpler, all these fuckers with their Hurricanes and fucking It's not the wrestling I once knew.
No.
So we go to a Triple H promo about beating everyone and no one's left. Opinions here of clean-shaven Paul.
Well, before that, that could be a promo from any year at Triple H, didn't it? That he's beating everyone. There's no one else left. But yeah, this is a bad look for Triple H. He's had some rotten, and I mean underlined in red, circle, bold letters, rotten looks over the years. But Jesus Christ, this is one of the worst. Like, I mean, the handlebar Harley Race stuff is probably the worst. It's shocking. And he's facing DX all the time. It's awful.
He is, yeah.
Jesus, yeah. But this is up there, like just it's like the side he's up to just below his ear, isn't it? As well. And he's got that bloated face. Not a good look here.
So Steiner has a clause in his contract saying he's got a title shot. Steiner says about Triple H is a game with no balls, but Bischoff eventually crumbles and announces a match for the Royal Rumble. Triple H says Steiner was the big fish in a small pond, and they're going to ram that home.
Well, I mean, I've got that as well. He says you're a big fish in a small pond, and then you're going to realise when you get into me, you're getting in there with the biggest shark, and I'm going to eat you up. And he wasn't lying, was he?
He wasn't, especially with the size of Triple H's nose. It is a bit like a shark, isn't it? In jaws. Oh, Christ. So we have another Triple H promo with Triple H in a full game tracksuit. So
I mean, I do want one of them, Andy. I'm not going to lie. I do want one of them. Genuinely, I've started the gym up again, mate. And that look, I need some sort of just tracksuit. I only wear for the gym, going and coming home, not in there. But Jesus, mate, I honestly, I would love that. I'd love that trackie. It's amazing.
Them pants are very basic, though, aren't they? Just grey with one thick white stripe down the side.
I mean, listen, Andy,
without
jumping too far ahead, I'm glad, I'm not going to have a go at Triple H wearing these because he wears something else or maybe not something else later on, which, Jesus Christ, mate, we'll get into. So I'm glad of these grey with a white stripe down because they're like Armani fucking jeans slacks compared to what we see him in later on. Fucking hell.
So he calls out Scott Steiner, and Steiner wants Triple H one-on-one, but Triple H instead wants an arm wrestling match. Now, what I'd say for these next two sort of weeks, it's straight out of the Vince McMahon playbook, innit? If you just look years ahead, he did the same. Were it like Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory, pose downs, arm wrestling contest? Yeah. Straight from the Vince playbook, this one, Matty.
It is, but you know what, Andy? Like I was saying before, I always remembered the build to this match being brilliant. Do you know what I mean? I always enjoyed it. And obviously we'll get to the match and we'll have our candid thoughts on that when we get to it. But watching this back, Andy, it still was as good as I remembered. It is because, once again, everything's all right in hindsight and, but the match turned out XYZ, which we'll talk about. But if you're going just on a build and you're getting Steiner in there, you're trying your best with them, because let's not beat around the bush here. It is 2 years too late after WCW. He's coming 2 years practically after WCW's finished, and he has had injuries and he isn't the same. You know what I mean? He's always in good nick and stuff. And once again, it's the land of the giants, isn't it? He doesn't look he's always got the physique, don't get me wrong, and he can get by on that. But standing next to Triple H, he looks small, doesn't he? He does. Yeah. He looks small in height, especially. And it is, but the build's great because you want to get Steiner over. You obviously want to protect him. You don't want to see him, in there. You want to wait to get this, to see these two wrestlers, touch and stuff like that. So this is perfect. It's playing off the physiques. It's playing off Triple H being that cowardly shitbag heel because he is scared of him. They play up that, don't they? For the few weeks they come out and Triple H opens the promos with, I know you guys, everyone thinks I'm scared of Scott Steiner. And he is just playing that chicken shit heel, which, he didn't play much really, although he should have been. He's actually playing it here. So I like him when he's like this. He's not, once again, we'll get to the matches, but in the build, he's playing that old school chicken shit heel, and I think he's good at it.
Yeah, I was going to say it shows Triple H showing his own ass in it,
and really. Literally later on, literally.
Yeah. Well, he can show he can do it's more like the comedy side of things, like he's in I know he gets to the
Yeah.
match and that, but everything else is like, I can't believe I can't, beat him in an arm wrestling match. Well, it's the obvious the face thing, innit, where he thinks he's got him, and then Steiner just goes, ha 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 ha.
Ah, but it's even that, and when Steiner smiles at him, as you say, the comedy's good though. It lands well, where he's like literally swinging his legs and he's using the force of his whole body, and he still can't do it. It's brilliant. Like, it's comedic. It is. And listen, Triple H always thought he was funny, and 90% of the time he wasn't. But he genuinely is here because he's showing ass. He's not being that shit face and like just running people down, and it's not funny with typical WWE, like, piss and shit jokes and all that. He's actually funny here, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, it looks like he's squeezing the shit out at times.
Yeah,
but
he does.
By the end, it's like his eyes are bulging. Like, you're like one of them bloody fucking cartoons from the 50s and 60s. Like,
yeah.
Right.
But even wants another go, doesn't he? Because Steiner just like drops him, doesn't he? After taking the piss out of him for a bit. And then Triple H is fuming, gets down. And then Steiner just slams his arm down 3 times again, doesn't he? And that's funny as well. It's like proper good stuff, this.
So you was mentioning about he's probably like 2 years past his prime here, Scott Steiner. So I just had a look here. In 2002, so like the year before, everything. He was on WWA, World Wrestling All-Star. So he beat Disco Inferno in a match. He lost to Nathan Jones. They were also in New Japan. Rick and Scott Steiner defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kensuke Sasaki.
Okay.
He was at SSCW Halloween on the 29th of October of 2002. This was before he got to the
Survivor Series.
Defeating Steve Corino, of all people. And he had, before obviously gets into the Triple H feud, he had a couple of like house show matches here. So 6th of December 2002, he defeated Barry Bull Buchanan.
Putting the workers in there with him to get him over.
He defeated Matt Hardy version 1.
Yeah.
And on the 14th of December 2002, he defeated John Cena.
That's a wild one, that, isn't it? I know it's Cena, like, obviously, like, literally probably in the infancy of his rap gimmick there. Yeah. But that's just a wild match that's happened. I'd love to see a fan cam of that one, just to see them standing opposite each other.
WWE Vault will be getting onto that one, won't they?
Got to get onto that one.
And also Scott Steiner defeating Raven on a house show.
Be smart, that, won't it? Be a smart match, that. Raven will put all that together. Don't worry about that.
All that IQ going to work there. So next up, we have Triple H posing in a mirror as he gets ready for a pose down under Triple H in Flex magazine. What I did want to ask you, did you ever buy the book, Triple H Making the Game?
No, I mean, listen, as a video viewers are well aware, I'm not a body guy, Andy, myself, you know what I mean? I'm a body guy, like, it's an aesthetic business, and I like, as you said before, we like our wrestlers to look well, you know what I mean? Obviously, not everyone can, but, for the most, we like them to look well. But yet, myself, no, mate, never been into obviously like to lift a few weights when I can, but I've never been one of these people that dedicated to the game and dedicated to the bodybuilding. And listen, it's a tough one, and your body's your temple and all that, and good on you, but Bret Hart, whether I agree with Bret Hart or not, he's a bit harsh on the old bodybuilders. Do you remember that in that, I think it's Timeline 92 when they're talking about the WBF, and Bret just like goes full pelts and throws the grenades out, that like they're the real zeros in life, bodybuilders. I mean, why Bret? They only want to lift a few weights, you know what I mean? But I don't know. He's as I say, Andy, all for lifting a few weights, but couldn't dedicate myself like these guys do. Like,
I'll have to admit, I did buy the book.
I love it. Did you last long? Was it inspiring?
I don't know. I think it's when I went through a stage of just buying everything, like physical, DVDs, VHS.
Anything with the Fed logo on. Yeah.
Anything with the Fed logo on, I bought it. But I didn't take any of Triple H's tips of sticking a needle up my ass. So we get to the ring now, and the judges they're being told to vote. Vote for the best body. I did put the amount of brown tan on Triple H, swaying too close to blackface territory. It looked at a point, it looked darker than Jonathan Coachman, but moving on.
This with bodybuilding, though, it's the oil, isn't it? I'd say it's the tan, it's the oil, it's anything to give them like a
shine in it.
Yeah, so that's see, once again, we don't know because we're not like, obviously we're in the wrestling bubble and we know everything about wrestling and like how it works and all that. With bodybuilding, like that, I don't know why they do. Obviously, it's just you're saying just to look better, but there must be something else. There must be, or why I don't know, or literally it's just the visual. As I say, I'm not into, don't know the lore of bodybuilding, like, but it's wild.
Do you enjoy some of the posing here by both of them? I think Triple H was getting a bit angry with Steiner looking bigger than him, but he kept trying to get in front of him. And
there's a great bit though that's good, but there's a great bit where Steiner's literally just doing his bicep pose, and Triple H is looking at him in amazement, though, isn't he? He's like, "Oh my god, look at that!" Even I love that. It's proper camp, it's proper cheesy, but he pulls it off. It's great stuff, like really is.
So it ends up with all the judges who I think have been paid off here.
Of course,
it's sort of like clean sweep, yeah. So it's like a bodybuilding contest that's been judged by FIFA officials. They've all been fucking paid off in brown envelopes. So what happens? Triple H challenges Steiner to a push-up contest, but the judges attack Steiner, but he soon shrugs them off and batters them. There was one of the judges, I don't know if it was just me, on the far end. I think he looked a bit like Mike Knox.
No, it was him. Definitely was him.
It was him.
Yeah. Because I was looking at like all the extras back then. Like it's a few years later where like all the extras end up in like AEW and whatever and every indie you've seen, like when the indie boom was there. But yet this is the era where I was like, who's this out of like OVW? Who's this? And Mike Knox was the only one I recognised. There's probably a few others there, but he was definitely the only one that I definitely recognised.
Yeah. It's like LA Knight turns up in like backstage things like 15, 20 years ago because he's still he was about
24 then.
30 back then.
Yeah.
So Steiner beats them all up once again. Ends with Steiner standing tall. We have a Steiner bench press contest which Triple H interrupts. Both get into a fight, and then Steiner rips off Triple H's shirt, chucks his shoes into the crowd, and then you have Triple H in his kets. Well, what these were, the brand of underpants, were called Tangas.
Did you look this up, or did you know this?
I actually know this because I remember my mum telling my mum, could you get us some underpants from the shop? And she come back with about 3 or 4 pair of these, of Tangas.
I'm telling you now, right? I'm quite, what's the word I should use here? I'm quite loyal to my underwear, Andy, right? I'm quite like staunch on my underwear. I like what I like. And although I did change over the year, I've only changed my style once with underwear and I've stuck to them ever since. I'd rather, you might as well have been wearing nothing here. Let's be blunt about it. I mean, these are the naughtiest, filthiest things that I've ever seen in my life. Like the colour of them, like it was skin colour. Yeah, they're trying to go for that like nude look. I mean, this was beyond it, mate. This was rough. And as you say, these haven't got a side bit on. These are like a V shape covering your privates and a V shape covering your ass. It's like
So what they are? It's so the side of them. It's just really like an elastic band.
Oh, mate,
elastic band with the front. I know they're a bit airy and that, but
that's what you would be. Don't get me wrong. Thinking about it, as you say, you'd feel a bit loose, but the visual. I mean, these are proper. Like, what's the word? These are rascal. These are like you're a pervert if you wear these. Like, like the bad, aren't they? They're like proper. Yeah, it's like, no, the bad like these shouldn't be allowed. These shouldn't be allowed to fight. These are rough, really rough.
It's almost getting into what was that thing about what Foley mentioned about Al Snow in his book where his fucking balls hung out of his it almost that territory. It was close.
Mate,
Yeah.
these are shocking.
-5 stars for the underwear, but will it be -5 stars for the Rumble match, Matty? So, what I want to ask you, your memories of this before we go into the rewatch were. So it went 26 minutes, and I would say at the time, the 26 minutes felt every bit the length of it and more, and it was such a disappointment. But,
listen, this, Andy, honestly, this is one of the matches in history I've got vivid memories of watching it live and the reaction the next day. So if you'll indulge me for a sec, this was in the period where I was in sixth form and I was, I stayed up in like year 10, 11 for the wrestling, but it was kind of like sneakily or kind of like, telling a few white lies, a few porkies. But this was like, went to my dad's and said, I said, listen, Dad, I'm in sixth form now. I'm going to stay up and watch it. I'll still get up to school, get the bus. He said, as long as you get up for school the next day, you can stay up and watch it. I said, that's the deal, fair play. So I remember staying up live for this. So because I'd literally have 2 hours sleep, I'd record it and I'd take the VHS into school, but I'd obviously tell all the lads like Crewy and that, like what had happened, or like they didn't want spoilers, I'd say, oh, this was good or this was good, whatever it may be. And like you said there, Andy, and this is the time as well where you're getting fed.
I was just thinking then, Matty, you went in school and if they wanted to find out anything, they had to call your phone and do it like an hotline sort of thing.
Oh, mate, yeah, most of them didn't want to know, obviously, to stay spoiler free. But it was one of them. It was like I come in and listen, and once again, this is the time where I'm 15, 16, 17, and on the UKFF, but I'm still WWE, WCW. I'm a loyalist. The indies, I've seen bits and bobs through Gary and stuff like that, but I'm just just indulging on anything the Fed's giving me. And I'd be really like putting it down. And even I come in and like just said to everyone, this was bad. Like this was one of the first matches I ever remember vividly coming in and telling people like, this is shocking. This is awful. As you say, just a disappointment because once again, at the time I was loving the build, seeing Steiner. I love Steiner. I'm going to wax a little about Steiner in a bit. I loved them. Anyone listens to Grapple controversially put like Scott Steiner's 2000 world title WCW, one of my top 5 title reigns of all time. I love Steiner in 2000, the way he earned it. He worked his way up tag, US TV. It felt right him getting it. He looked the part. He could still go in 2000 as well. So I was happy to see him in the Fed. And obviously Triple H is a stalwart there and the build was great. But yeah, Andy, honestly, I come in and telling Crewy, I said, mate, this was one of the worst matches. It dragged on, got boring chants. Steiner fell over a few times.
Yeah.
It just was one of the biggest letdowns of all time, mate, genuinely. Especially at that time.
Yeah. So as we go into the match itself, I think this time the 26 minutes didn't feel bad this time.
No, it didn't. Because once again, we've been seeing 44 minutes fucking epics on whatever show, you know what I mean? But you're right here, Andy. And listen, by any means, this isn't good or even okay. No. But the first 10 minutes, I was watching it thinking, I thought this fell apart already. Do you know what I mean? It's actually all right the first 10 minutes, and not high praise. But it's functional. It's everything you'd want. It's Steiner on top, beating him down and stuff like that, isn't it? And I'm thinking, I'm waiting for it to fall off a cliff. But when it does fall off a cliff, he can never climb back up, can he?
It's obviously it's a bit of a feeling out process, and the suplexes from Steiner early doors are all right.
Yeah.
The issue is when it goes past 10, 12 minutes, I think that's when the boring chants start with.
Yeah.
Because that's all he seems to do. And you can tell that it's either he's got because he has the issue with his drop foot syndrome. Where
I felt sorry for him there though, Andy. First time I'd noticed that with an older head, because he just he hits I think he just hits a random clothesline, doesn't he? And then he literally falls back, and I'm thinking, oh fucking hell, Steiner's actually selling here.
Yeah.
But it's not. He genuinely goes down, doesn't he? And then the pain in his face when they do like the tombstone reversals and Triple H tries to hit that cutter, but Steiner takes it like a neck breaker.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for him. You can see like the pain in his face though, and it was sly. Like he must have just, as you say, got that bit of drop foot there. It was rough though.
But I noticed as well, like even his punches, they're very much like overhand punches like that. Nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like normal, very stilted like that.
Yeah.
One thing I felt with Triple H, especially though, I think it might have been his reasoning to go long here to fucking test Steiner. Blow him out.
Yeah.
It felt like that.
Got that in my mind, and you're after that. He's one of the most. We always say it every time. We've covered a lot of Paul on these shows and on Grapple, but he'll always. And I think I've half stuck up for him in ways, haven't I? And I think I'll say, sorry if I repeat myself here, listeners, but he's just that wrestler. Whether you hate him, like him or not, he will always be judged on the backstage before in the ring, no matter what. Even if he's behaving himself. We always go there with it. Do you know what I mean? Because he's exactly. Yeah. He'll never shake that, and that's who is, and he's earned that in a way, of course. But like you say in here, like we're thinking, oh, he's putting them on because he knows he can't handle it, and then he can go backstage and go, look at all these WCW wrestlers, they haven't got it anymore. You know what I mean? But yeah, and he's not going to get the blame, is he? Even if he's sandbagging and stuff, it's always going to be on the opponent. But it is, but. I say once it falls off though, Andy, but as you say, it's Suplex City before Suplex City though, isn't it? But like the fans are, it genuinely is though, and the fans are. But this is what I mean, because I was thinking, the match after this is Kurt Angle v Chris Benoit in like one of the greatest matches of all time for me, and easily Kurt Angle did have a 5-star match. It's one of them. Is that one?
Yeah.
But they're doing Germans, they're repeating it, but. I think the crowd's smart, and it's like, right, that's part of their gimmick. That's part of this story they're telling in the match. Steiner just doesn't know what else to do. He's just going for the same move all the time. I think the crowd's quite smart to it, but it is, as I say, once it goes, Andy, like when he falls over after double underhook powerbomb, isn't it? It's like, even I can't defend you, Scott. I feel sorry for him, but what can you do about that? Like,
yeah, and you can't help but think as well, you would say about Triple H, it's, he's trying to find out the weaknesses. You can bet like Vince in the back saying, test out this WCW guy, see what he's really made of, if he is part of the, you would say, well, it were him and Booker T was part of the top echelon of WCW wrestlers at the end. Because all the others were sitting out the contracts on the millions of dollars. And Scott Steiner was, a huge signing when he come in.
Oh, yeah. And especially that debut at Survivor Series. In the Garden as well. And he got a massive pop, you know what I mean? You get a pop in the Garden, you're made, aren't you? But I think that, and you mentioned Booker T there, and that I think, top of my head, like, he's probably... like one of the bigger success stories from a proper WCW wrestler, isn't he? That actually lasted the term, got treated well, won world titles, still there now. You know what I mean? Whether you like him as a commentator or not, he's still like getting gigs, isn't he? And he's one of the rare ones, as you say, because everyone else, especially in this era, he's one of the ones that lasted long in the invasion and from the invasion. And then the guys they brought over years later, like a Steiner, like a Goldberg, a Kevin Nash, he just got swallowed up by Triple H, didn't he?
Yeah, they were all like sporadic, to be honest.
I know Triple H did. I know Booker T did in this reign of terror. But he lasted, he survived it, and he come back round again, and he won world titles. And testament to Booker T, really.
Well, you only have to look at, was it when Sting come in?
Yeah.
Got swallowed up by Papa H. Yeah,
he did. One of my greatest victories, that Andy, though, 7-2. I had Triple H that night at WrestleMania. Yeah, I thought Triple H at WrestleMania 7-2. I mean, that's just like too big for editing, isn't it?
How much you have on it? 20 notes or something?
No, I think I had. It was a 5 or a 10. It wasn't much. I laid loads out, but I thought that's me bankhead to cover myself. You know what I mean? And especially when Triple H was saying it was about the Monday Night Wars, and then Sting come out, I think it was unscripted, saying this isn't about the Monday Night Wars. And I was thinking, if Triple H is saying it, then he's going to win, because they'll want them to, obviously, years later, to still hammer it home. You know what I mean? So it's wild.
I did look on Cage Match what they rated this match. It was it ends in a DQ in a smoz, and out of 10 they rated it 2.07.
That's probably higher than I expect, Andy. Genuinely on there, legit. Like so, yeah. It's as I say, once it does fall off and we get the repeated suplexes, you're looking at everything from it. From every angle, aren't you? And to be fair, like I'll give them a bit of credit. They try and tell that story where Triple H is scared of him, where like he can't handle, he's getting battered, and he's once again being that chicken shit heel to try and get counted out, to try and get DQ'd. He's busted, isn't he? Busted open as well. So they're trying to put Steiner over as this like killer who Triple H can't handle, and he's scared of, and he wants to get out of there, and he ends up throwing the referee out the ring to get disqualified and bringing the sledgehammer in, doesn't he, and stuff like that. So the ref doesn't. So it's a sledgehammer because even Ale gets through out and he says no, carry on. And then when he uses the sledgehammer, it's like, right, I've given every chance. You're a chicken shit heel, and So I admire that side of it, but the work and the moves and the crowd and the investment, they've just lost them, haven't they? And Triple H gets turned babyface, doesn't he, by the crowd as well? Because of Steiner's,
when we get into the No Way Out match later down the line, that's what happens. Like, Steiner gets booed by the crowd, and there's obviously, like, we get into it, but there's callbacks to this Rumble match because he'll end as a referee for the No Way Out match. So a bit of a damp squib as we get into the night after, where Triple H does a promo about how he embarrassed Scott Steiner at the Rumble. Well, he's right there, which leads to Steiner coming out. Flair says, if Steiner wants a fight, here's Batista. But when it goes into the back area, Randy Orton's there with like bloody curtains for his hairdo.
I mean, it's a proper 2002 haircut, like, isn't it? 2003 haircut, this Randy Orton one, and it's coming off the RNN stuff, isn't it? Where he's been out injured with his shoulder, and it's good to see young Randall on this one, though, Andy.
Is this before he got into Evolution?
Yeah, because obviously this plays. It's always one of my little tidbits I like to say about Evolution. Coming up, but this is where they obviously form, but then him and Batista get injured in the same house show match, don't they? But Batista's injury is a bit more severe, so Orton comes back in about the May. I think he comes back in the May and joins Evolution, and then Batista comes back in like the October, and they're all back together again then.
Yeah. So Steiner strangles Randy in the backstage, and then we have Steiner and Batista, which gets interrupted when Orton interferes, and Evolution bust open Steiner, which good angle, this one. Yeah,
old school, and this is it. I always love to say that Evolution was formed to stop Scott Steiner. I always love that little tidbit, like, and whatever they turned into Evolution of, like, just all the world titles between them, isn't it? One of the greatest groups for me, especially in WWE history. Love Evolution, like But it is. It's just good to see them, as I say, Steiner having to get like 4-on-1, and as you say, doing a bit of juice for the job as well, mate.
Yeah. The state of Scott Steiner's t-shirt, fucking awful.
No good, is it? At all. It's just flew together stuff. Like, you knew they didn't have high hopes for him when they didn't give him a good t-shirt. Do you know what I mean? You just knew. It's everything about it, isn't it? And I think, is it the next segment, or is it this one where, once again, mate, no, it's the one after, I think, where, like, these trackies, mate, like the buttons down the sides, they're almost like strippers, like, just throw them away. You know?
The Kappa ones, what you used to, in the high school, someone would come up behind you and fucking do you?
Mate.
Yeah, but the t-shirt was something you'd easily see outside the MEN arena after a show. Proper knockoff.
Just really bad, though, isn't it? Like, genuinely shocking.
So we have Steiner using a pipe to send Evolution packing, and then we have a tag team match of Batista and Triple H versus Kane and RVD. This, I think, Kane gets unmasked here, but this is before they all He
the
turns
proper
on
unmasking.
RVD and
Yeah, this is like just a little tease, and like he runs out with his hair and his hands covering his face, doesn't he? Which is good to leave Van Damme alone, doesn't it? And the Batista destroys him, doesn't he? And we're on the Batista train earlier, like that spinebuster and that early Batista bomb, mate, when Batista could actually like twist and move as well. Like it's vicious, isn't it?
Yeah, monster Batista at that time.
Ah,
One of my all-time favourites.
oh, Batista. I mean, once again, there's literally like what style of wrestling you like, or who you're into, what promotion. There's just certain wrestlers that hardly anyone's got a bad thing to say about. Even your purists, your story people, your characters. And Batista's one of them that you don't hear a bad word said about much, do you? Like Gareth loves him, like he absolutely fucking loves him. Like, and it will be coming soon, a Dave story of or mixtape or something on Grapple for sure.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
From like the bagpipe era music,
But what a look though, and like as you say, an absolute monster. What a physique, just a killer from the off, wasn't he, Batista?
Good looking bloke as well. When there was I think there's a shot of them later, all in the suits and that, and I bet Randy and Dave on a night out. Oh, I bet they pull for fun them two. Fucking hell. So you have Batista bomb to RVD for 1, 2, 3, and after the match, Evolution attack Scott Steiner. Jericho gets involved, and this is all to do with like I think it's the #1 contenders match later.
Steiner and Jericho have got one on the week after.
Yeah, Jericho in his checkerboard pants. I bet you were rocking a pair of these in the K1 in Liverpool, weren't you?
Never, Andy. Never ever get me in a pair of them, mate. They're another one rascal behavior for me. Like they're just like they're proper rough though, Andy. I mean, no, not for me. I'd rather wear shiny leather kecks than them. I would.
Shiny leather kecks or bin bag trousers.
Yeah, that's what I'd rather wear than them, mate. Honestly, never been into them.
So next up, making an appearance, one of your favourites here, Matty, Tommy Dreamer. But this time, he's getting battered by the lads, which...
Well, that's the only thing he's ever good at, to be fair to him. And listen, it's a cracking beating. I always say he takes a cracking beating. And I think it's that other trivia note. I think he's the only person, I think it might have been, they were quite close to only to be laid out by the Shield and the Aces and Eights as well. Like, he just loved getting beat up, didn't he, all the time? Like, so... But he is a good beat in this. Batista's spear as well. Always a forgotten spear, like that a proper shoulder tackle to the side, though, innit? Looks good.
Yeah. This is the, I think it's the promo about Evolution, innit?
It's the initial like,
one, yeah.
It's the reasoning and an explanation of why they're together, and I love that. Evolution will pass you by. I love that shout to Triple H. You know what I mean?
And this is the soundbite which is on that bloody Ruthless Aggression documentary. This is the start of a new era.
Yeah,
which Triple H keeps saying in 2026.
Says every week.
It's a new era. It's a new era again.
Says it every week, mate. But this is like, as I say, I do like this one, and it's just, as I say, giving the information and why they're all together and bigging up Randy and Dave in it. You know what I mean? So it's a great concept, though. Evolution really is like a great concept of the obviously past, present, and future. Love it. Absolutely great stuff. Like, love that stable.
And if you think, like, you know, as the story went along with them all, it all played into it eventually, didn't it, with the Randy stuff, Dave?
Well, it just pivoted, didn't it? Like, the obvious one, and you could see it coming, it was always going to be Orton and Triple H.
Yeah.
But it ended up, that happened years later. Oh, sorry, it happened and it was over too quick.
Yeah.
And it happened years later. But the one that got the big payoff, obviously, was Batista. It was Batista and Triple H instead. And rightfully so, done a monster WrestleMania. And always say, like, for Triple H's, you know, once again, doubters and such, like, he did get Batista over and he put him over strong 3 times as well. Like, and that's one of the best builds of all time as well, Andy, innit? Triple H and Batista, the way they fought. Even that, like that, but even like they have a little betting stuff on, like, the beat the clocks and all the backstage segments were really
winks and the nods in it, and that's what, you know, if you go to, you know, now, especially his writing, I know you wax lyrical about the bloodline stuff, but that's what the premise of that storyline was like. Who's winking? Who's like giving the eyes?
listen, that can be overdone, and that can be like, it's not earned with like, you know, Johnny Gargano backstage watching someone, or you know what I mean. You've got to watch that. It's not earned there. Whereas if you put the time in like these storylines, that's why I say like the Bloodline. Listen, whoever's listening to this, Benno, Gareth, JP, anyone listening to this, the Bloodline Dealer's Choice is coming within the next year or two. It is coming, Andy. There's a 4-hour 19 fucking YouTube video from 2020 to 2025, mate. It's unbelievable. But it's right though, like that's why I love it, and it's one of my favorites. You're right, it ain't it where you literally people say like, don't you about wrestling now? You can watch it, or you don't have to watch it. You're not missing much. You just get the results. You had to watch what they were doing in the segments though to lead on to next week. You genuinely did. That was a thing, and same with Batista and Triple H. You couldn't miss their segments because you go, wait, what happened last week or what happened earlier on tonight? It's like, no, you had to watch these, like, and you know, just the best.
Well, sorry to go off on a tangent, but with them Bloodline things, it used to be Saturday mornings, even though it was just little highlights.
Oh yeah,
you go straight to like the Roman segment or what?
1,000%, yeah, 1,000%, Andy. That's what it's about, though, mate. No, it is, mate. I've got it now. Honestly, you took me back. It was every Saturday morning because I didn't want to be tired watching it, like staying up for it. I wanted to get up and it'd be the first thing I done. Genuinely, like I cannot wait. Make me cup of tea, put down first thing on the telly, and as you say, just go to that full segment because you knew you were getting something good. Like it was just, and it really, and the matches, you know, played into the pay-per-view, but this was on TV. What TV should be building up, and unbelievable times, mate. Genuinely, like I could cry, Andy.
That's why people watch like these big dramas and what have you, don't they? They want the hook for every week, and that's what the Bloodline was.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Can't wait to listen to it when you do come
out.
out.
Mate, I'll be in tears. I genuinely will be in tears on that episode.
So you have moving on to this, you have Steiner and Jericho in the number one contenders match, which ends up with Steiner winning with the top rope fall away slam, which is impressive to say. He's a fucking knackered old man.
And he pulls it off in the rematch, doesn't he, with Triple H? Yeah. Always loved this move, Andy. And as you say, good to see him still busting it out. But he's not like older than them because like in like 2000, and I just love them squashes where Steiner beats like 4 cruiserweights like at once. Yeah. It's just seeing them throw, and he just stand there for ages and just slowly what a move, mate! Unbelievable. Fucking great.
Well, he's not really knowing where he's going, is he? It's like
no, he's just taking it there. He's just going for it.
So next up, it shows Tommy Dreamer with a random theme. God knows what it was versus Batista.
That's what it was.
Well, luckily, it was only in there for 20 seconds with Big Dave as Batista bomb. 20 seconds.
What's his T-shirt as well? Just the WWE logo in it.
I bet he wears that in bed.
Yeah, over the ECW one. Let's not get this twisted. Fucking hell. Thomas Dreamer, though. Thomas Dreamer. The worst. The worst. Oh, saying that.
Chavo.
Is it him or Chavo? I think at least Dreamer takes a good beating.
I've never liked Chavo.
No, Chavo's just the most boring. Do you know what I mean? Like, Dreamer's just shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they're bad each other. How about that?
Listeners, you decide who's worse.
Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer.
That's a shite one for you. Who's the worst? Yeah, let's have a poll on that.
So Booker T runs in after the match and gets battered before Steiner makes the save. So around this time, I think it's mentioned like Evolution sort of beat up Goldust.
Yes, they throw in that electricity portion of the stage, and you get like the Tourette stuff with Goldust coming off that, don't you? You
do, yeah. So it already they're pivoting to Booker T being the next challenger. And in a way, even though they've got the match at No Way Out with Scott Steiner and Triple H, Steiner's becoming a bit of an afterthought here.
Already, like I think soon's the Rumble, Andy. I think obviously I don't think we would have got the trilogy to WrestleMania. I think they would have went with Booker T, but you don't know if it was laid out for the trilogy. If that first Rumble match would have been a success, you might have went with the trilogy with Steiner. Who knows? But you're right, definitely. Like you know what they're going for here, and it is a good bit of booking though. It's pivoting, but it making sense. And Booker T getting the win as well. Sorry, but if I'm jumping ahead there, but Booker T getting actual pinfall victory over Triple H as well. So it is good stuff from that regard.
But you think they'd play more into WCW lore here with Booker T and Steiner?
And that's where they didn't. And that's where it's weird, because Triple H is referenced like Steiner coming from WCW and the promos, but it was weird seeing them two who were career rivals in WCW from the tag team, TV title feud, US and world title feud. Like, they were career rivals, and just seeing them not even have a interaction, or it looked a bit off, didn't it?
Or anything.
Yeah, there was nothing, though. There was nothing.
So Booker T pins Triple H with the scissors kick in the tag match, which was Booker and Steiner versus Triple H and Batista. Fucking big fucking tag match, that one. Yeah. You just look at the names there. As we move into the No Way Out match, which is 9 minutes shorter at 17 minutes. This takes place in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. No Way Out 2003. Now, this card, Matty, I looked at the match card for this show. It's got Hogan and Rock.
Yep.
2. Steve Austin versus Eric Bischoff. That's the Steve Austin return.
Yep.
You've got this. There's another big match on there, isn't there?
It's Lesnar and Benoit, and Edge gets took out. It's meant to be a 6-man, and Edge versus Team Angle.
Team Angle, yeah.
You've got Undertaker v Big Show.
Yeah.
In a mid card match, which is a good match for them. That's actually a good one. This is a good card. I think it's Jericho versus Jeff Hardy, maybe in the opener. I'm not sure. Yeah. I think Matt Hardy's on there against Kidman. I think he wins the cruiserweight title, doesn't he? Just going off me proper memory here. And there's a tag match. I think it's Kane and Van Damme versus Regal and Storm, maybe.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, for the tag. So it's a pretty big card. But I always remember this. Like, once again, this is the month later, staying up for the same reasons. But I was going into school loving this event because Austin come back.
Yeah,
it was Austin coming back.
That was a big draw, weren't it, for me?
Oh yeah,
Rock
Hogan too. Once again, the build's good because the Rock's just taking the piss, and he's the Hollywood Rock for the first time.
Yeah,
but that match is terrible as well because obviously it was never going to live up to WrestleMania 18. But it was smart having it in Canada again.
Yeah.
But it was the shit finish with Sylvain Grenier and the ref and Vince, and that's terrible. It's it's crap finish. But it's all about Austin. The pop he gets when he comes out, fucking hell. And this is Steve. Like, he could be the 5 biggest pops in wrestling history. Like, and this is up there, and he beats the fucking literal shit out of Bischoff. Pure Spudsville. Just pure dicing the spuds here, Andy, mate. I'm telling you, Bischoff gets a fucking beating in this.
I think this was a Sky box office as well. So you remember paying for it, or my dad paid for it, and I told him 6 months after. But
Austin's in the proper, like, tightest ever, like, denim cut-off jeans here as well. Just his first match back. The stunners he gives Bischoff look stiff. They give him like 3 stunners, and they look like they break his fucking neck. Like, just good to see Steve in whatever year, just 2003, just coming back, getting that pop. Just, absolutely fucking love it.
But yeah, around this time, obviously 2003 is when you had everyone in the promotion, and I know business.
Listen, we always say, like, it's one of the most. You could debate it all day, like that Mania 19. How that's the lowest draw in WrestleMania, and I know people say, well, people had seen Austin Rock, but Austin Rock, Vince Hogan, Michaels Jericho, Kurt versus fucking Lesnar, Triple H, Booker T,
Limp Bizkit,
Stack Ravy, Matt Hardy, even like who else is it? Taker. I was on there with Nathan Jones, but like against Big Show and that. It's to take a second match at a WrestleMania there. Like, it just shows you the star quality they had, and to be under 500,000 like buys is just. Or around 500,000 is just wild, but it's, as you say, it's proper down after the invasion and stuff like that. But even all things considered, it still baffles me that with the lineup they put out there, like.
And take away like recent manias, with the Cody Roman main event ones.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 19, it's always known as the best WrestleMania or the second best WrestleMania.
After 17, yeah, it is. For match quality. 1,000%, Andy, and big time feel. Like even Vince Hogan, it's good,
Yeah.
isn't it? It is good. Like it really is.
Yeah. So this match, we get a few Steiner sucks chants from the inhabitants of Montreal. Obviously, Earl's there, so you get you screw Brett.
But Scott's like not long for this main event world, is he? He's not. You could just tell after this, mate. Wow.
He's to be honest, he seemed. I know it's 17 minutes, but they seem to rush quite briskly through it, don't they?
Even still, you say that even when we get all the Triple H's knees taped up, we had Steiner trying to take that bandage off for about a minute. Don't we? He can't quite get it off.
Yeah.
But like you'd have a figure four spot as well with Steiner, so you've got that going on. But it kind of moves along quite quickly, as you say. It couldn't have been any slower or any more boring than the Rumble match. So it's got that going for it at least.
So it just ends up with like interference galore with Orton and Batista when Flair brings them all out. There is the spot with Triple H trying to get himself disqualified by pushing back. Yeah. Earl Hebner, which is a good callback to the first match. And it's like, God damn it, I'm not going to do it. And you've got to fucking carry on with the match. And I think it was only a couple of minutes later and fucking Big Nose won, weren't it?
It is. It's proper like paint by numbers, old school interference, belt shot. Although we do get the false fall there. I'd forgot about that. I thought he pinned him off the belt shot. Steiner gets the old heroic kick out, but then it's, as you say, no comeback, straight up pedigree, game over.
When I mentioned 17 minutes, actually, that was the presentation on YouTube. This was 13 minutes and 2 seconds.
There you go. There you go, mate.
So properly, just like, right, just end this feud now, and let's get to Booker T for Triple H. But would you say rated higher than the Rumble match?
It's got to be
cage match.
Listen, not by much, but it's got to be, hasn't it?
Only just 2.62 out of 10, and the Rumble was 2.07.
That shocks me a bit. Like, I mean, it is better than the Rumble one. Once again, that's not praise at all. But you know, it wasn't like terrible like this one. It was just wasn't great or wasn't even good. But it wasn't like, it was all right. You know what I mean? It was just But I thought it'd be a bit higher than that. Like,
there were less suplexes. Thank fuck.
Thank God for that. Yeah, they get a kick out the crowd tearing on Steiner Moria. Definitely.
Yeah. So that was the end of the match, and I wonder where Scott Steiner went after this feud. Well, the next night on Raw, he was in the number one contendership Battle Royal match, and then basically for the next 7 months, he's part of the Testicles. And
you know what you're saying there, and it speaks volumes, doesn't it? We listed all the names on WrestleMania there. He just wasn't even on the card. He wasn't even on it, and that just must have spoke volumes of like, right, you're done. We'll come back after WrestleMania. As you say, he gets put in that never-ending test feud, and then they end up as a tag team after it, don't they? Like, I remember
custody of Stacy Keibler at one stage, weren't it?
Yeah. I remember it's that gif as well. I remember Steiner fell off the apron in the Bad Blood match. I remember he go for the axe handle. It's him. Poor Scott there.
I mean, even after this match at No Way Out, Triple H still beat him on a house show, fucking dug it in once more. Twice in May of 2003, 2 house shows beat Scott Steiner. But yeah, he's facing like Rico. He ends up in OVW in a tag match. Him and Johnny Jeter versus Chris Kanyon and Doug Basham. But as you mentioned, test matches, Lance Stormy faces. Sunday Night Heat, Scott Steiner against Ruffy Silverstein. Yeah. But he does end up in that bloody... is it the Survivor Series match where Steve Austin...
Yeah. And Team Michaels versus Team Bischoff, in it?
So it's Team Bischoff versus Team Austin, which was Jericho, Christian, Mark Henry, Orton, and Steiner defeating Booker T, the Dudleys, RVD, and Shawn Michaels. That's like a proper all-time performance from Michaels in that
one
match.
of the greatest Survivor Series matches of all time. Like,
Yeah.
if not the, like, that is like when Michaels fought right, I'm back now. He had the Triple H match in his first match back, and he kind of was just. I don't love the Jericho match at Mania. I mean, I have to go back and watch it. No, I don't love it. I don't. Yeah, I'm not massive on it.
I thought it was excellent, but I'd probably say the feud they had a few years after, where they got his missus involved.
Oh, that's got more story, like proper, like the angles behind it, like
brilliant, that.
But I'm not as high on that. He's got that obviously, but then it was like he'd have a Flair match, an Autumn match, and using them to get them, reheat them. But that was like where I think he decided, right, I'm coming back, and I'm coming back for the main event even more so now. That's that performance. It's like, right, I'm on it. Get him involved for Mania, get him involved for the Rumble. What a performance that was, though, genuinely. And I'm no Shawn Michaels guy, but it's all about Austin as well. Like, I love the story with Steve in that as well. The stunner to Orton, and that's one of the best stunners of all time as well. Brilliant.
So there you go. That's where Scott Steiner ended up. Well, let's see where we end up. Shite or not shite? That is the question, Matty.
And this is, I'm torn, mate. Like, I am so torn. And this might have to. I've got to go with not shite, Andy. I've got to go with it based on. Listen, the Rumble match is horrific. Let down, whatever you want to call it, it's bad. Like, it really is bad. And the No Way Out, even though I said it was all right, is no, like, if you're a match guy or gal, like, listen, don't go out and check these out for sure. But it gave us evolution. This storyline gave us evolution. It gave us some of the best angles to build up to the Rumble match, like proper old school territory wrestling for me as well.
Yeah.
So it had all that going for it. So it can't be shite, even if it was just for the fact that it gave us evolution. And even that build is all right because you got Batista in there getting more TV time, obviously before the evolution gets formed. So I'm gonna go not shite, mate. And once again, got to reiterate, the matches are bad, especially that Rumble one. But I just can't do it, Andy. I just can't do it.
I'm gonna go here. Obviously, similar to you, it's a tough one because the matches aren't good, but I know people like to blame Triple H, don't they, for burying it. But
listen,
you can only work with what you've got, and this was a 2 years past his sell-by date, Scott Steiner.
And as much as that's what you mean, and as much as you can have a go Triple H, at the same time, like we did before, thinking, is he sandbagging? Is he really thinking of this, that? Maybe the length of match, but I still think he's got that pride, Andy.
Yeah.
He has, and he doesn't want to have a shit match, does he? Or he doesn't want to go out there and stink it up. And as you say, he's probably realised halfway through that first Rumble match, what can I do here? Do you know what I mean? What can I do? So you've got to give him that, but it's but it is, and even in the build-up, and like I was thinking, the fans are into them segments, aren't they? Them angles, the big time into it as well. So it's not as if like Steiner comes in.
It works, doesn't it? The old school angles, and I know it's like comic relief, but you want Triple H to show his ass, to show his like.
But the fans are behind Steiner and taking him serious, like he's going to win this world title. You know what I mean? So from that degree as well, it can't be not shite. But as I say, if you're a match person, then you're automatically going to think this is shite, and rightfully so. Yeah.
So I think final opinion for myself, not shite, just because I think Triple H was, dealt a bad hand in a way.
We might get some negative feedback on this, Andy, but I'm with you all the way, mate. I've got your back all the way. Don't you worry.
Yeah, but
there's context in it. This is why we do it, though, and this is why we love it, because once again, it's IWC, it's whatever, and it's it's just ingrained in people's minds that this was terrible because of the Rumble match. If we go back and watch it in context and what it spawned out of it and stuff like that, hopefully people can have a different opinion. If not, fair play. But this is what we're all about here, mate.
Yeah. Plus, as well, but if you look at Steiner, 20 odd minute matches, he could do them, couldn't he? In WCW, we've seen him
Yeah.
Many a time through the 2000s.
But it's like he aged. It's weird. It's like he aged like 5 years in them too, or the injuries as well. We've mentioned that he did have bad injuries, but then even in TNA, like he kind of looked a bit better, didn't he? But then
Matthew,
the matches, the matches were not like he wasn't going for the matches anymore at that point in TNA. So
you think,
but
2003, he's been going at least bloody. He was going late 80s, weren't it? So 15 years. It's a lot of fucking wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, and he had some big injuries as well over the years, didn't he? But always say, like, gotta say, like, you know, I've people know me being on Triple H on here, like I'm one of his defenders to a degree over his career, but loves, as I said before, love me some Scott Steiner. Obviously, part of the Steiner Brothers tag team, Andy, but love that evolution of him to get to that end. And I know that's my WCW, the end, but he was the flagship at the end, and I love that run, that 6 month. Well, what is it? About
Magnificent 7. Remember
just a
that?
5 or 6 month run from November or October. Then he wins it in November to the end. It's just, even from the Goldberg stuff, even from the Fall Brawl, September to March, he's just no perfect. He's just great on TV, on Nitro, just squashing people. He's just backstage. He's believable, isn't he? Like you think he's a lunatic, loose cannon, just going around beating people up with lead pipes. But he had them carried Sid at Starrcade 2000. Like we're saying, like Sid's way done by then, and that's an entertaining match. You get to the Magnificent 7 stuff, as you said, all the funeral stuff with Goldberg. I love all them segments. And
wasn't Flair was in the Magnificent 7, weren't he? I'm sure.
Yeah. He was the owner of WCW at the time. Yeah.
I have expected a call back here, like, oh, you used to be my mate and all that. Yeah.
And even the DDP stuff at the end, that Greed, that's a hard hitting match. So there's a lot of good stuff with Steiner from the September to March at the end that shouldn't be slept on. Like really good stuff.
So we'll end it on just one question for you, Matty. Is, you know, Triple H like beating former WCW champions in 2003?
He did.
So the question for you is, in 2003, how many former WCW World Heavyweight Champions, either under WCW, the old regime, or when it got moved over to the WWE, when it was still around the WCW title, how many did he beat in 2003?
Well, he beat Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
He beat Kevin Nash. He beat Booker T.
Yeah.
He beat Goldberg, if that counts in that triple threat. If that counts. That's 4. Ooh.
There's 2 more.
2 more. On TV, this as well. This can be on TV.
On TV, yeah.
Oh, he beat Ric Flair in the Fingo match. The Flair's had that one last episode in him, didn't he? I think it's in North Carolina. So that's he beat Flair. And then he beat I'm trying to think. This on TV, this one again.
Yeah.
Is it Jericho?
It's Chris Jericho, yeah.
But so he always gets to, even if Jericho's a heel, he'll always beat him as well. Don't worry about that. Beat him every year.
He fucking hates him, doesn't he?
Oh, they'll be best mates when Jericho comes back to Fed now. Like,
he will be. They'll be like, best buddies. And you know what? Triple H will come out of retirement and fucking beat him. He will, the bastard. So well done, Matty. You in a speedboat as ever.
Thank you very much, mate. I'm losing track of it in the back garden. I've lost space here, mate. Andy, they're piling up on top of each other now, mate. You can have a few back.
Cheers, Matty. Where can we follow you?
Andy, this is pressure every time. I think people look forward to me being the worst shiller of all time. But yeah, you can catch myself over at Grapple there, Andy, with Benno, Gareth, JP, and everyone else who's become a part of the community now, Andy. I'm very, honestly, not serious enough, but it's a great community we've got over there on the Discord and that, Andy. You can speak to that yourself, mate, and you're a big part of that yourself, mate. So it's a great stuff with yourself, Liam, all the kings and queen of the mountains, all the patrons.
I'm there like Dennis Stamp every month. I'm waiting for my call.
Yeah. But yeah, over at patreon.com/grapple, you can and youtube.com/@grapple. I think I got that right there. You can go and give us a follow on YouTube. I mean, the Patreon's like our bread and butter, but we're trying to get the Al YouTube channel off the ground, so I'm going to try and shield that a bit more, and hopefully Benno will do a bit more clipping videos, myself do a few more videos, so we're trying to get that. So give us a like, but give us a subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, so hopefully just give us a subscribe, and you can block us in your algorithms or whatever, but just give us that subscribe and get there. But yeah, as I say, we just cover everything, Andy. We love doing the retro shows. We love doing, Benno's there with his lives and his spotlights, and we cover all the current wrestling as well. But the Patreon shows and the retro shows are the ones we like to do the most. Retro as well, got to give that a plug with me and Gareth, where we do a monthly Bret Hart podcast, picking two of his matches, a well-known one and a hidden gem, and Gareth breaks them down as only he can, and love doing that. There's Time as well, which is coming up, dating this podcast, but coming up next Sunday with Liam is back on there, and we're doing February 1997, Andy, so a year we don't usually cover on Grapple. So
I've never heard about 1997 before on any of your shows.
But hopefully everyone understood that, and will obviously give us a go. Just give it, and if you're not into it, you don't have to be, but give us a side. There's some free stuff out there, as Ben will always say, to give us a go and see if you can follow on. But obviously join that Discord, like try and join the Grapple Discord, because it's a great community. There's great people on there. We have some good debates, loads of channels, and I love it, Andy. Just the people involved. I love it, mate.
It's all the place I can promote any stuff now. Twitter algorithm.
Yeah, I've got rid of Twitter as well. Yeah, it's
you've been hit by the cryptocurrency people that I did on Instagram.
Yeah, bastards. I had to change my password for everything, Andy, because they got me on Instagram and then they got me on Twitter.
Yeah,
so, I've had to do it. And the Discord, I got hacked on that Discord, didn't I, as well? So it's all good, mate. We're still here, but as I say, just give us a go, and obviously yourself, Andy, great to be back here with yourself as well, mate.
Anytime, fella. Anytime, mate. As ever, follow me on X at Oggy Part 3, this podcast at GCP Podcast 1. Follow myself on Instagram, Andy Ogden 1984, to check which pubs I'm in at the weekend. And also other stuff we've got coming up. Well, go listen back to the back catalogue of shites and mucks that we've done with Matty, JP, Michael Amphlett. There's fucking tons out there, and also the all BritRest stuff that I do with Kieran, which is UWA Transatlantic Wrestling Challenge, Reslow, and we've got some interesting stuff coming up. Jackie Pallow's Wrestling Around the World, which listeners is fucking terrible. I should have made Matty watch this show, because it is steaming shite.
No, I love that, Andy. Like that, some of the traction that FWA show got, mate, with all the guests we had on and stuff like that. That was like, I love that. I love seeing like the people who were on there, and love that, mate. Boss.
Oh, it's a brilliant time. We're currently we've got 2 episodes before we go through British Uprising 3, which has the main event of Alex Shane versus Doug Williams for the title, and there's like D'Lo Brown, Terry Funk on that show, Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, big.
All the stars of yesteryear, but I can't wait for that one. It's like a 4-hour show, and Alex Shane wins the title. Spoiler on that one, so I will enjoy it. A good old walk and brawl from Big Al.
Of course, no one done it better.
They didn't. So there you go. That's the end of shite, and we'll be back next time with another episode of it. So thanks very much for listening, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Ta-da.